Okay, quick question. NVIDIA, one of the most talked about stocks on the planet. Everybody's got a take. It's a bubble. It's the future. It's way overpriced. It's actually cheap. But if I ask you what it's actually worth, not the price on the screen right now, what the business is genuinely worth, could you put a number on it? Yeah, me neither. That question bugged me for years, so I built the tool that answers it. See, you type in a ticker, and it tells you if the stock is undervalued, fair, or overvalued, and why. And look, what it says about NVIDIA, undervalued, now that's the model's opinion, not me telling you to go buy it. But I'm going to show you exactly how it gets to that number, so you can decide for yourself whether you buy the reasoning or not. The whole thing, how it works under the hood, and I'll be honest about what's still held together with tape. So let's get into it. So real quick, I'm Christian. I'm a product manager, not a software engineer. I can't really code, which is kind of the fun part of this whole story, because I built this thing anyway, with AI doing the heavy lifting. This is a build in public video, so I'm going to show you the actual product, warts and all. You get to watch it come together. But first, the important part, and I mean it. This is an educational tool. It is not financial advice. It's not me telling you to buy or sell anything. It's a calculator that runs the same math on any stock and shows you the result. Like a real smart spreadsheet. It can be wrong. Again, the data can be wrong, so do your own research and talk to a real advisor before you do anything with your money. Cool? Alright, cool. The reason I built this, the tools that already do this today are either really expensive, I'm talking about $40, $800 a month, or they spit out a number, one number with zero explanation, and you're just supposed to trust it. I wanted something that shows its work and is honest when it doesn't know. So I made this. Here's the thing about what's a stock worth. There's actually a well-known way to figure it out. It's called intrinsic value. The idea goes back to Warren Buffett and his mentor, Ben Graham. So you basically estimate how much cash a business will make over time and work out what that's worth in today's dollars. That's it. That's the whole concept. The problem is doing it. It takes a spreadsheet, a bunch of assumptions, financial data that's a pain to gather, and honestly, some math that's easy to get wrong. So most people either pay for an expensive tool, or they just don't do it and buy on vibes or their gut feeling. And even the paid tools bug me for two reasons. One, they use the exact same assumptions for every company. So it's kind of a one-size-fits-all approach. And two, when the underlying data is messy, they still confidently hand you a number. That's the worst outcome, right? A confident and a wrong number. So those two things let people adjust the assumptions and be honest when the data is junk. Those became the whole point of why and what I built here. Alright, let me just show you. I type in NVIDIA, NVDA, and click on the intrinsic value to analyze. Now behind the scenes, it's pulling the financials and running the models. Give it a few seconds here. And there we go. Alright. So right up top, this is the headline. NVIDIA, the current price, $195.55, and then the verdict. Right? Is it undervalued, fair, right, or overvalued? And how much? And this range here, the fair value range, is the estimated fair value, a low to high band, right? Not fake precise single number that you get from others. Now here's what I like. It doesn't just give you one opinion. It runs 5 different valuation models or methods. A couple of cash flow ones, an earning ones, and so on. Because different companies are best judged different ways. And down here, it blends them into a consensus. You can pop open any model, open it up, and see the year-by-year projections. It's all there if you want to nerd out. In this part, the AI writes plain English, takeaways, but grounded in the actual numbers. Like it'll say, free cash flow grew from X to Y. Real figures, not fluff. It's like having an analyst give you the 2-minute summary. Down at the bottom is the voice replay button. Now let's click play just to have fun.
NVIDIA Corporation, ticker NVDA. Current price $195.55. Our analysis shows the stock is undervalued, with a fair value range of $245.96 to $300.62 and a weighted fair value near $273.
So let me do one more. Let's do a total different kind of company. Coinbase, the crypto exchange, right? Wildly volatile business, and it's gone in one of these dual bases. So let's type in COIN for coin and click on the intrinsic value. And it's got one of those dual class share structures that quietly breaks a lot of valuation tools, right? And notice what comes back.
Coinbase Global Incorporated, ticker coin.
Okay.
Current price
It's not undervalued, right? It's not overvalued. It says fair value, roughly priced right. And I actually love that because it means this thing isn't a hyped machine screaming by at everything you type in, right? Sometimes the honest answer is, it's about right. And it'll just tell you that. So that's the core loop. Type a ticker, any ticker, get a real answer with a reasoning, and a verdict it's willing to stand behind. Now let me show you the parts I'm actually proud of. The honest stuff, right? Okay, watch this. I'm gonna look for another ticker and type in SPY. Okay, that's the big S&P 500 ETF, basically a basket of 500 companies. Instead of pretending, look, it just says this isn't an individual company we can value, right? Because it's not. You can't do a company valuation on a basket of 500 stocks. That math doesn't mean anything. Most tools would just barf out a nonsense number. This one knows its limits and tells you that. That to me is a difference between a toy and something you can actually trust. Here's an even better one. And this is the feature I'm proudest of. I'll type in SPCX, which is SpaceX. It only just went public, so its data is raw. And honestly, kind of a mess. Watch. Let's wait for it till it fetches our data. See that? It doesn't hand me a confident number and a smile. It marks the whole result provisional and tells me the data doesn't reconcile. The revenue, the source reports, doesn't line up with the share count and the price. So any fair value here would be built on garbage alone. Instead of pretending, it pumps the brakes, flags it as unverified, and even offers to flip the math around. Here's what the numbers would have to be justified today's price. See, I spent an embarrassing number of hours getting that to work. Most tools would have just confidently lied to me. And then this is the one I think power users will love. Down here, you can actually adjust. You can adjust the assumptions. Say I think the data shares outstanding is off. I'm going to put 15,000 shares instead. Okay. Or if I want to be more conservative on growth, I can change that number as well too. Hit recompute with my values, and it reruns the whole thing with my numbers, clearly labeled as user adjusted, which you'll see here in a bit. Okay. User adjusted. So it's not a black box telling you what you think or what to think. It's a tool you can argue with. That's exactly the thing that expensive competitors or tools doesn't let you do. Let me pull back the curtain on how this actually works, and I'll keep it human. There are basically three pieces. First, When you type a ticker, it grabs the financial data. That's the raw ingredients. Cash flow, debt, shares, all that. Second, and this is the trick that makes the whole thing work, I split the AI and the math. The AI does the judgment part. What's a reasonable growth rate? Which model fits the company? And the writing, the summary in English. But it does not do the math. Because I learned this is the hard way. AI models are genuinely bad at doing long chains of exact math. At one point, mine spit out a number that was off by 100 times. So the actual number crunching runs in the regular code that does the same thing every time. And I've got automated tests that prove the math is right. So think of it like this. The AI is the analyst who gives you the assumptions and the write-up. The calculator is a separate, boring, reliable thing that does the multiplication. Splitting those two was the single best decision in this whole build. It made it more accurate and faster. That's the secret sauce, and honestly, it's just good division of labor. Now let's talk about the boring but real part. How this would work as an actual product, because I'm building this in public, and I'd rather just be upfront. The plan is freemium. The core thing, you type a ticker, you get the verdict, and the main model, that stays free forever, because that's the useful bit, and I want people to actually use it. The pro stuff would be in depth. All 5 models, the year-by-year detail, the adjustable assumptions I showed you, saved watch lists, and the big one, alerts. Like, hey, tell me when Apple drops below its fair value. That's the feature I think people would actually pay for month after month. Price-wise, I'm thinking somewhere around $10 a month, which, for context, is a fraction of what the big incumbents charge. But I want to be real with you. None of that payment stuff is built yet, which is a nice segment to get into. Well, it's not done, because I'm not going to pretend this is finished. Right now, this runs on my laptop. It's not on the internet yet. That's the next step, getting it hosted so anyone can reach it. After that, accounts and logins, then payments, so the pro tier level is real. And then the alerts feature, which needs a bit more plumbing, but is honestly the thing I'm most excited to build. So it's real, it works, but it's early. And that's the kind of the point of showing you now. I'd rather build the next part with you watching, telling me what you actually want, instead of disappearing for the next 6 months and guessing. So here's my ask, and it's a small one. If any of this looked good to you or useful to you, if you ever wondered whether a stock is actually worth it, get on the waitlist. Links in the description. Being on the list means 2 things. You get early access the second it's live before anybody else. And you get to help shape it. I'll be reading what people want and building it in. Early folks will also get a founding member deal when the paid stuff launches, because you showed up early and that matters to me. That's it, no spam. Just a heads up when it's ready. If you found this interesting, a like and a subscribe will genuinely help a small project and channel like me a ton. And I'll bring you along with the next part, where we actually put it on the internet and go live. And one more time, because it matters, this is an educational tool. It is not financial advice. Always do your research. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I'll see you in the next one.